Have you ever felt empty, even when surrounded by others? This invisible loneliness can feel like an unbearable weight. Deep down, you may realize that the internal struggle isn't just about relationships. It's an echo resonating in your mind, a shadow that distorts love and pleasure. Desire, in this labyrinth, transforms into a broken mirror that only reflects fragments, concealing your true essence in silence. What if the silence you carry is the path you've been avoiding? The culture we are immersed in often shapes what we should feel, but so rarely reveals who we truly are. True wealth isn't something to be conquered, it's something to be recognized. It may seem paradoxical, but sometimes the answer you're looking for lies where you least expect it, within yourself. Now, let's dive a little deeper. Sexuality is a delicate dance between the self and the other, yet it often becomes a battlefield of insecurities. Have you ever stopped to think about this? With every impulse, there's a story, an expectation, and often a disappointment. It's as if you're trying to navigate through a stormy sea, unsure whether the waves belong to you or someone else. What does pleasure mean to you? Is it a fleeting moment of peace or a desire that hurts? Discontent can be a treacherous friend, always lurking, whispering lies that you are not enough. But the good news is that this voice can be silenced. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the weight of your silence. It wants to tell you something. Each forgotten fragment, each unhealed wound is waiting for you. This distorted reflection of the soul you see in the mirror doesn't have to be permanent. The loneliness you feel, even when surrounded by familiar faces, is a common wound. Step out of the labyrinth and ask yourself, who am I without the expectations others have placed upon me? You must remember that your worth lies in the depth of your being, not in the superficial judgments of others. What if every unfulfilled desire is an invitation to return to your own longings? The pursuit of external approval can feel like a prison. Yet there is freedom in authenticity. No one can pretend forever. There is no safety in the shadows. In light of this truth, allow yourself to explore what is truly present in this broken mirror. Every cycle of pain can become an opportunity for discovery. Enough. You deserve to breathe without fear. Your journey is just beginning. Sometimes the only way to navigate the internal chaos is through acceptance. And if you can embrace your pain, you may find the hidden beauty within it. As you look into the mirror again, allow yourself to see clearly. This reflection may be your journey, not your destination. What lies beneath the surface is yet to be revealed. This search for meaning is subtler than it seems, and it begins with you. Go ahead. The journey you wish to embark on may be the answer your soul has been yearning for. Your path lies in connection with yourself, with your truths, and with your shadows. And remember, each fracture, each fragment, is a step toward your complete authenticity. Have you ever stopped to consider where your deepest desires actually come from? That profound longing that seems so authentic, yet for some reason feels disconcerting, like a distant echo of your true essence. At the core, we need to ask ourselves, what truly belongs to us? What has been imposed by others? Desire is a powerful force, but often it's more of a command from the external world than a call from within. The culture we live in is like soil that nourishes the roots of desire, expectations, standards, and the voices surrounding us. All of these plant seeds in our minds. Sometimes, what you desire isn't what you truly want, but rather what you've been taught to want. Do you feel lost amidst so many impositions? It's as if you're following a script you didn't write. Now, picture a garden. Splendid flowers growing among weeds. The flowers symbolize your genuine desires, those that truly resonate with your soul. But the weeds, which feed off the space and energy, represent conditioned desires and cravings for external approval. Can you distinguish between the two? Here's something you might not have realized. True freedom doesn't lie in pursuing what you want, but in understanding where it comes from. Ask yourself, is the pain you carry truly yours? In the quest for pleasure and satisfaction, we often lose ourselves. The imminent desire for comfort can create conditions of dependency. Have you noticed how, in a moment of peace, the fear of not being loved or accepted can infiltrate like a shadow? Enough. Today, you will no longer diminish yourself. Let's talk about how this manifests in your life. Imagine sitting at a table surrounded by friends. Everyone is laughing and having fun, but deep down, you feel disconnected. This might be the weed. You are trying to fit into a mold that isn't yours. What if what you're missing is actually protecting you? To find clarity, you may need to take a step back. Allow yourself to be silent. Look inward. What do you observe? What pulses beneath the surface? It's okay not to know what to do right now. The path reveals itself in the stillness. By shining light on these hidden roots, you will begin to see true freedom, the freedom that allows you to be who you really are, free from the webs the world weaves around you. You no longer need to be shaped by expectations. You can decide for yourself. And when you feel lost, remember this truth. Authentic desire is a reflection of your soul. It does not hide or shrink away. What is genuinely yours withstands the test of time, judgment, and fear. Reflect on this. How would your life look if you allowed yourself to be guided by that genuine desire? Want to know one last thing? You have already begun your journey. Now, continue along this path with courage and insight. You deserve to discover and live what is truly yours. Have you ever felt surrounded by the noise of life, enveloped by voices, yet found yourself in a profound solitude? A void that seems to scream even amidst laughter. Chaos may offer the illusion of connection, but in truth, it has the power to disconnect us. It's within this constant noise that quietness becomes a sacred act. What if what you truly need is the silence you instinctively avoid? This silence is the space where your mind can finally rest. The first step toward introspection is to create a sanctuary within yourself, a refuge where your suppressed emotions can finally be heard. It is in silence that the deepest truths hide. So, how can you cultivate this sacred space amid the storm of desires and external pressures? Listen closely. The answer isn't far away. Contrary to what many believe, freedom doesn't come from the frantic quest to have it all, but from the ability to pause and listen to yourself, that inner voice yearning for recognition. Imagine a moment when you allowed yourself to simply be. No judgments, no comparisons. It's in this interval of peace that you will find clarity. The mind, so often suffocated, opens up and reveals its truths, like flowers blooming after a storm. What do you truly desire? Not what the world demands, but what your essence craves. Most people are so caught up in pleasing others and meeting expectations that they lose sight of their own passions and desires. You're no different. Sexual desire can transform into an invisible chain, controlling your emotions and thoughts. But what if you could turn that force into a driving engine for self-discovery? What would unfold in your life? When you allow silence to enter, something magical happens. The voices of the past start to fade, and the echo of your true self begins to resonate. You no longer need to hide behind masks of acceptance or love. It's time to stop diminishing yourself in the quest for validation. It's okay not to have all the answers right now. Sometimes the pause itself, when the mind quiets, the soul rejoices. So, I invite you to close your eyes for a moment. Feel the weight of your silence. What does it want to tell you? Allow yourself to explore this stillness and see what surfaces. Give yourself the chance to listen. In this process, we not only learn about ourselves, but also begin to realize that pain doesn't have to define us. It can be the bridge that leads us to the path of transformation. Every feeling you carry, every shadow that threatens to emerge, is part of you that cries out for recognition. And you don't have to fight any longer. You can simply be. So, start from this moment. Allow a space in your life, even if small, for contemplation. Sometimes the answer you seek is precisely where you've never dared to look. Are you ready for this journey? Have you ever felt torn, as if parts of yourself were adrift? The shadow, the one we carry in the dark corners of our soul, is not something to be feared. It is your companion. That voice that tells you that you are a burden, that longs to be something different. It is also a part of you. What if this voice, this urge for more, isn't a villain, but rather a gentle nudge on the path to what you can become? This shadow has something to teach you. It is not just darkness. It also holds the possibility of transformation. You may reject it, yet it is the side of you that yearns for understanding. Within this silent struggle lies pain, the pain of feeling isolated and misunderstood, the pain of a desire that feels like a weight, a burden controlling your mind. What if, instead of fleeing, you embraced this pain? Sometimes, the hardest journey is the one that insists on lingering in the shadows. Engaging with this part of yourself is an act of courage. Have you looked at your shadows and asked, what are you hiding here? Each unfulfilled desire can guide you to the truth, a truth that you create yourself. But what if what you perceive as limitation is merely the turn of the path? Instead of despair, these elements of your shadow can reveal the light that lies beyond. By allowing yourself to explore these concepts, you uncover a profound freedom. Let's not be limited by the fear of what we don't understand. In this quest for the disintegrated parts of who you are, you can find wholeness. Embrace desire, not as a tyrant, but as a map leading to purpose. You may feel that your desires control your mind, yet this can also be a key to understanding what you truly want in life. Each impulse is an invitation, not a command. So take a moment. Ask yourself about your shadows and the desires you carry. What if, deep down, you realize that this pursuit is simply a call to rediscover yourself? A call to embrace the duality of your nature, where darkness and light coexist. When you accept every part of your being, you make space for true liberation. Today, as you look at yourself, take a deep breath and whisper, I am more than what I see. I am a mosaic. By doing this, your journey of acceptance may just begin. Reflect on your wholeness and allow yourself to be who you already are. Imagine yourself caught in an internal storm, the chaos of desires crashing around you like waves breaking against a rock. Have you ever felt this way? With so many impulses swirling around, it's easy to forget who you really are. Daily rituals are the anchors we take seriously. They are small practices that connect us to the here and now. Take meditation, for instance. It doesn't have to be a marathon, just a few minutes of breathing, feeling the calm that comes from simply being present. And believe me, today, you don't need to do anything more than that. Gratitude shines like a light, even on cloudy days. Looking around and recognizing the little things, a warm cup of tea, the smell of earth after rain, can shift your perspective. Remember, gratitude isn't just a habit, it's a choice you make every morning. Why not start now? But what if these daily rituals are a way to cleanse the hurts you carry? Think about it. Each conscious movement is a step toward freeing yourself from burdens you no longer need to bear. Feeling exhausted? You have every reason to be. Life becomes a weight when we neglect our rituals. Finally, take a look at your daily routine. Everything can be a ritual. Walking, cooking, listening to music. Choose to reconnect. With every step you take, you are carving your path. And that inner strength? It resides in the simplicity of your daily actions. The question that echoes is, what do you want to cultivate today? Don't let desire lead to reckless actions. Allow yourself to simply be. What if what you're seeking is already within you? Reflect on this as you close your eyes for a moment. The journey is made up of small rituals, revealing a deep connection to the present. You have already begun. Have you ever found yourself caught up in a desire that, upon reaching its peak, left you feeling empty? Pleasure has this strange ability to both seduce and imprison. In a society that glorifies the relentless pursuit of pleasurable moments, you may wonder, what is true freedom? With every fleeting experience, the soul cries out for more, as if pleasure were a mere mirage. But what if this incessant quest traps you more than it liberates you? Have you noticed how, even when surrounded by laughter and transient joys, there's a deep echo of loneliness that resonates within you? Sometimes, laughter conceals the pain. The approval you crave from others forms an invisible cord, keeping you captive. Instead of soaring high, you find yourself ensnared by invisible ties that consume you. Deep reflections arise when we turn inward. Ask yourself, what in me is constantly seeking external validation? This desire may reflect untreated pain, wounds that yearn to heal but which you choose to ignore. What if this pain is the key to true freedom? Understanding the paradox of pleasure requires courage. What lies ahead? The relentless pursuit or the acceptance of what is? Pleasure shines brightly, yet often it's merely a facade that masks your true feelings. Real freedom is the ability to simply exist without restraints. Take a breath. What lies within you is crying out to be heard. The pursuit of pleasure can be tempting, but the emptiness that follows is revealing. You grow tired of chasing shadows. Enough. Your soul's dignity should not be held hostage by fleeting moments. In this maze of search, the true journey is one of inner liberation. It's perfectly fine not to have all the answers now. And you know, amidst the confusion, there is a calm that waits to be discovered. Freedom doesn't come from surpassing every desire, but from understanding them, seeing them as part of your being. Now, allow yourself to look at your pain without judgment. What if the healing lies in accepting that some pleasures are traps? Like a river flowing through a valley, you too can flow. Release the awakening of your true essence, free from external expectations. This journey is unique, and every step within it is necessary. Remember, freedom is not a destination. It is a daily choice. A choice to look within and learn each day, to release the shackles you've created for yourself. True freedom is silent, deep, and above all, accessible to each of us. Reflect on this. If there's something within you that cries out for freedom once more, know that it's in embracing the silence that you return to your true home. Have you ever paused to consider what you have truly lost in your relentless pursuit of pleasure? Desire often disguises itself as a friend, but it frequently reveals itself to be a silent thief, robbing us of our inner peace. You feel the rush, that urgency consuming your time and energy. It's a void dressed up as satisfaction, a need to fill the space that connects you to yourself. When compulsion takes root, what was once merely a desire transforms into a burden. Each moment spent in this repetitive dance is a piece of you that slips away. Genuine connection with the self dissolves in the superficiality of fleeting moments. This constant quest for pleasure can make you forget who you truly are. And so you ask yourself, what price must I pay for this surrender? Look to the past. Feel the mystery of your choices. Each time you surrendered to desire, what was left behind? What has been sacrificed in the name of satisfaction? Often, it's the ability to truly feel. In the confusion of pleasure, pain becomes a distant echo. You're not just battling sexual desire, you're also facing the emptiness it attempts to fill. What if you allowed honesty to enter this vulnerability? You might begin to see your losses as stepping stones for self-discovery. The parts you've set aside, the shadows that have become familiar, are not marks of weakness. They stem from your search for connection and belonging. It's okay to feel that weight. It's a sign that you still care. But it takes courage to look at it, to accept that part of the answer lies in the pain you have been avoiding. Allow yourself to feel. This in itself is an act of strength. As you confront these shadows, there is beauty in transformation. Each loss you acknowledge is an opportunity for growth. Stop diminishing yourself. Every mistake, every failure, every uncontrollable desire, they are not your chains, but pieces of your journey. Embrace each one. And in doing so, you begin to liberate yourself. No one can pretend forever. You don't have to hide behind a desire that is not genuinely yours. True liberation happens when you look at the emptiness honestly and decide it does not define who you are. So, start rediscovering what really matters. What brings you peace? What makes your heart sing? Choose that. Ultimately, remember, your journey is unique, and every step counts. And as an old sage might say, perhaps in accepting what has been lost, you'll find a new path, a path that no longer depends on compulsion, but on authenticity. Have you ever found yourself in an abyss where the pain isn't a scream but a constant whisper? Loneliness isn't just the absence of people, it's the presence of emptiness. In that space where your heart feels heavy, you sometimes think, where have I gone? Life, with its ironic twists, presents challenges that seem insurmountable. But what if each of these challenges is a disguised opportunity? The truth is, transformation doesn't happen in the blink of an eye. It's a slow process, much like a phoenix rising from the ashes. Pain may feel like an end, but in reality, it's a portal, a place where your soul can renew and elevate itself. Have you considered that in your struggle, you might be nurturing the seeds of growth? Each fall brings with it the chance to rise up stronger. Adversity is a teacher, yet we seldom allow ourselves to learn the lesson. Often, exhaustion consumes us, not just from external battles, but also from the internal ones we fight. Look, you are not alone in your search for meaning amid the pain. It's a muted call, a desire to be reborn. When reflecting on your wounds, it's essential to understand they do not define who you are. They are part of a journey as unique as you are. What will you do with this pain? Will you let it weigh you down, or will you transform it into a guide? What has happened until now doesn't have to be your destiny. With patience and courage, you can gaze into the ashes and see the possibility of a new life. Now is the time to embrace vulnerability. Don't be afraid to allow yourself to feel, to look back at the past and realize it's just one part of your story. You deserve more. No more carrying that burden. Today, take a deep breath and make peace with your pain. With each breath, you can begin to be reborn. What if the path you've been avoiding is the very one that can lead you to your true essence? Where do you find the strength to rise again? It's in the simplicity of a sunrise, in finally accepting the silence. This is where you start to rediscover yourself. So, when pain knocks at your door again, look at it not as an enemy, but as an ally. It shows you fragility, but also strength. And that strength, it is yours. Choose to be reborn. Choose to live. Above all, remember, you are not the labels that life has placed upon you. You are the story you choose to write from now on. Each step, even the timid ones, is part of a rebirth. You can, and must, allow yourself to be everything that you are. Now you stand before a broken mirror, yet something has changed. There are new cracks, new rays of light breaking through where there was once only darkness. The journey we have taken together has led you to important steps. What if, suddenly, you viewed your pain not as a burden, but as a new seed sprouting within you? The truths you embrace now hold the power to transform not only your desires, but the very essence of who you are. Can you feel it? That sensation of renewal, of something on the verge of being born. Acceptance of pain is the soil in which new experiences bloom. But have you realized that what you often reject contains the keys to your freedom? Take a moment to reflect. What if the pain you carry isn't an enemy, but part of your journey? The path to transformation begins when you welcome difficult experiences, allowing them to become a part of your story. If you look back at the past, you'll see wounds, of course, but you will also see awareness and growth, and that is powerful. Do you still need external approval? Think about it. Each time you seek validation, your essence starts to scatter. Take back control. Allow yourself to be who you truly are, without masks. Do you feel a deep fatigue? You are not alone. That exhaustion is a sign that perhaps you are fighting something that should already be accepted. You have the right to embrace your reality, and by doing so, you create space for a new self. As you look to the future, envision yourself as a gardener. You are the one who plants, waters, and nurtures your own being. What seed do you want to cultivate today? Feel the freedom that comes from within. Remember, acceptance is the first step toward true transformation. No one can keep pretending forever. How about letting go of what no longer serves you, what weighs you down? You deserve a fresh start. This choice was meant to be born with you. When you wake up tomorrow, tell yourself, I choose to reprogram my mind. Carry that phrase in your heart. What if the echo of your silence, this pharmacy for the soul, is the healing you've been waiting for? Allow yourself to receive this transformation. You are worthy of freedom. September is the month when life begins to blossom again, and the seed of transformation is starting to sprout. If this message resonates with you, write in the comments, I choose to be reborn. Continue on this quiet and profound journey of rediscovery. Get ready, because this transformation is just the beginning of what's to come.